Hey there guys, today I'm doing a unique lure challenge, and this is the Acme Tackle Hyperglide. Now this is designed primarily with ice fishing in mind. It's a very unique jigging wrap style lure, but what's unique about it is it has these two little wings that pop out on the side when you jig it up and down, and that causes it to slow down and give it a little bit more of an erratic fall. Now this is actually not the smallest one that they produce. They make a slightly smaller one. So I challenged two Pacific Northwest repainters to paint these in a perch pattern and a rainbow trout fry pattern. And I left it up to them what the pattern would look like for their own interpretation. I'm really curious to see how well they did painting these because it's very small, it's got moving parts, it's very challenging repaint. So the first repainter I had do it was from Dave's Danglers. He's an Eastern Washington lure painter who's very talented. He actually shows some of his repaints on YouTube, and he did actually record both of these repaints for me, so I'll put links to those at the end of this video. There's my chicken. She always wants to be in every video. The other one that I am doing is Willamette Weapons lures. So Brian Chapman, he's been around for a long time. He's a well-known repainter. He's really good at producing match the hatch style repaints, especially for the region's variety of crayfish patterns. So let's take a look and see what these guys did with these patterns. And let's see what we got here on the first one. Woo! Oh, so this is the perch pattern. Okay, so here's his interpretation of the perch. You can see he's got a nice little orange tail there. Nice black and green pattern. Pretty dark back. And he's got some paint on the underside of the wings there. They seem to move really well. So we'll deploy those in the water and see how well they flex back in and out naturally. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks like he might have used a glow paint, and he's got some pretty nice eyes on there. He's got a little logo there on the bottom. It's kind of cool. So here's the Dave's Danglers wings. It seems one is a little bit stiffer. Kind of wants to stick out a little bit. Wants to hold up. It's pretty tough to get that painted without affecting that wing, but once it loosens up a little bit, it looks pretty good. I like that the wing really has a strong color differentiation. It just kind of sets it out, makes it look really flashy. I like that. Like look at that flashy right there, like that. Fish would love that. So hopefully that stiffness in that wing works itself out over time. But it looks pretty good. All right, let's see what Willamette Weapons has got for us here. Okay, so here's his interpretation. Right away I can tell it's a lot paler. It's got a little bit more of a belly pattern. No orange in the tail. It's rather in the belly and around the ventral fin there. But let's pull it out and take a look at it. So some of the things I notice immediately is that it's much paler, but the wings don't come out. He's got them kind of stuck with the clear coat. They're not functional at this point. I got one to break away, but it's still super stiff compared to Dave's Danglers. This one, you see how stiff that is? It's not free falling like his. So that's a bit of a disappointment. Definitely, this other one's completely glued on there. I can't get it from the clear coat. I like the paint. It's a very nice gold paint. It's got a little bit of some scale pattern right here on the side, which is kind of neat and intricate. Kind of plain green tail, so a very different take on it compared to Dave's Danglers. He's also got a little bit of paint on the hooks, which isn't a huge deal, but I mean, he could have just taped those up a little bit better before painting. Let's look at this one compared side by side with Dave's. This was definitely two very different takes on the perch pattern. We got a really pale one from Willamette Weapons and a much darker one from Dave's Danglers. Which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, now let's look at the rainbow trout pattern. So we'll start with Willamette Valley Weapons. He said he was going to repaint both of them. And I asked him to do a rainbow trout pattern, and I sent him this lure, and he didn't even repaint it at all. This is the original pattern I sent them, and what he was supposed to repaint. Dave's Danglers got it back, got all these back to me within about 2 weeks, and after almost a month, I emailed Brian and asked him if he was going to get me these. He said he had them both done and sent them back to me, but he didn't. So that's kind of a bummer. I was really interested to see his take on the rainbow trout pattern. Anyways, I'm not going to let that get me down. I'm going to go ahead and see what Dave's Danglers sent me. Wow, look at the detail here, guys. So we've got fins. We got a little bit of the smolt par barring there on the side. That's pretty cool. We got black flecks underneath, or on top. And then both of the wings, this wing seems pretty still stiff here on this side. So that does seem to be one of the big challenges with this repaint. It wasn't going to be easy, I knew that. And he's got just kind of a nice, it looks like it's a glow paint. So I'm going to put this in the dark and see what it looks like. I think he did a good job. Wow, look at the Dave's Danglers, man. Those things glow. That crazy. The Willamette Weapons do not. Man, those things are glowing forever. Okay, so here's the perch from Willamette Weapon. Looks like one of the wings is functioning okay. So I'm going to see if I can go ahead and pull that other wing up and break it a little bit and see if we can get both wings to function. Alright, so after I fixed it, it looks pretty good now. It seems to work just fine. It looks so good. That one wing seems a little bit stiffer. Kind of locks up a little bit. See, now it's starting to lock back up. So I might have to do a little bit of work on that one to try and get it to work. Okay, so here's the Dave's Danglers Rainbow Trout. I like the paleness and pink. There's a lot of color flash on those wings. One wing does seem a little stickier than the other. If I pull it up, you see it kind of sticks up a little bit. So that seems to be a common issue between all the painters, is just getting those wings to function smoothly. Still looks really good from the top. Looks like a little baby trout. We'll go out and give these a shot in the water and see how the fish respond to them. See if they want to smash these things or not. That looks really cool right there. So, anyways, so far, still look really good. Still have at least some semi-functionality of the wings. I think, you know, the more these get used, the more those will loosen up. That looks really cool though right now. Oh, there's a bite. I missed it. Dang it. Came in a hurry. Still there, it's a nice fish. Coming back for it. Come on, Mr. Brookie. There he is, guy. He's like, I gotta eat that perch. Too tasty. Nice. Look at that beautiful brookie. You know, he hammered that thing. That is such a cool looking lure. That was awesome. Beautiful little brookie. Let's get him back in the water. He's got a long swim down. There he goes. Alright, cool. Let's try and get one on Brian's perch from Willamette Weapons. The Dave's Dangler perch here. First fish came in, just slammed it. That was awesome. Well, it took only 2 minutes to get one on Dave's Danglers. So let's see what happens with Brian's. Not interested. Had a couple looky-loos come in. That's 2 fish that I haven't been able to convert on the Willamette Weapons perch pattern. Maybe it's time to switch up, try the little rainbow trout from Dave's Danglers. Give it a shot. There we go. Got one on the rainbow trout. Dave's Danglers. There we go. Rainbow on rainbow. Cannibal. That rainbow smashed that little custom rainbow patterned Hyperglide from Dave's Danglers. Unfortunately, I don't have one to compare for Willamette Weapon since he didn't finish painting them for me. So, anyways, it looks solid, and I'm sure it'll produce for me for over many years. Alright guys, I'm going to put links to both of those painters' websites in the description below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you thought of the 2 different perch patterns, and also the rainbow trout pattern. Which out of all those 3, which one did you like the most? I'm going to also put at the end of this video links to the actual painting of these by Dave's Danglers. He actually recorded them and uploaded them on YouTube, so if you want to check out how he paints, it's actually really cool and fun to watch him bring these pieces together. He's a very talented painter. Alright guys, if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll see you out next time on the ice. Just remember, fish smarter, not harder.